All right, Cody, please stop the music. Stop. Thank you very much. My friends, let's have a little chat. Let's talk about America. Let's talk about America, shall we? Item from thehornnews.com. The Boston Red Sox and AL Cy Young Award runner-up David Price have agreed to terms on a 7-year free agent deal worth $217 million, according to the Associated Press. So sports has become so big in America and such a moneymaker that it justifies this mammoth salary for a guy who plays a kid's game. Related item from Facebook. Headline: Captain America Civil War trailer from Marvel Film received 61 million views in the first 24 hours. My friends, do 61 million Americans vote? 61 million in 24 hours for a movie. Let's talk some more about America. Item from the Activist Post. Before their Thanksgiving dinners could settle, many Americans left their family atmospheres and descended upon department stores and big box retailers across the country to participate in rampant and apparently violent consumerism. As the shopping began late Thursday night, so did the disgusting display of savagery and greed. The first video, and you can go to this website and see the videos. First video to surface shows a grown woman attacking a child. As mindless zombie customers tumble over shopping displays to grab as many rice cookers as they can, one woman becomes angry at another woman who's carrying 3 rice cookers. The woman then charges her child and yanks one of the 3 rice cookers from the child's mother, apparently needed from the toddler. When the mom becomes angry, she screams, "Why are you being so oppressive? You're scaring me," for a rice cooker. In the next video, a Walmart worker couldn't wait to join in on the consumerism violence, so she began fighting with a customer. Talk about customer service. Perhaps they should move this employee to the front of the store next year to greet the stampede. The next video shows a man jumping over the refrigeration containers in what looks like an attempt to flee a mass shooter. But this man is not escaping anyone. He was apparently so captivated with the idea of cheap DVDs on the other side of that Jimmy Dean pork that he risked life and limb to make it there. This guy is the epitome of the acronym SMH. Nothing says happy holidays quite like a human stampede through mall doors, and nothing says love thy neighbor quite like assaulting others during said stampede. Just as we started regaining faith in humanity after last year's Black Friday idiocy, here it comes again. The mindset that it takes to enact violence against another person in an attempt to purchase a cheap television is flabbergasting. In another video below, one crazed Walmart shopper becomes so consumed by the price of these TVs that he punches a cop in the face. Not only will this person not get his TV, he's likely facing felony assault on a police officer. After watching the video, we're left wondering what the hell this man was thinking. The sad thing is that the mass hysteria and collective insanity seem to be contagious, and America's consumerism sickness has spread to the United Kingdom. Scenes from London stores resembled scenes from World War Z, only the zombies weren't after other people. They were trying to grab discount coffee makers and televisions. Of course, there's nothing wrong with buying things, especially inexpensive things, as free trade is what raises the quality of life for everyone. However, watching others trample each other over a Blu-ray player while simultaneously being trampled by their rulers in Washington, D.C. is a telling sign of things to come. Amazingly enough, even the countless videos acting as a mirror and showing the horrid nature of this human behavior, it continues every year. If Americans got as upset over the crimes of their government as they do over cheap plastic goods with built-in obsolescence, we would have colonized Mars by now, unquote. Item from AFP. Too much television watching in young adulthood could lead to cognitive problems in midlife, suggested the study Wednesday that tracked more than 3,000 people For 25 years, people who reported watching more than 3 hours of TV per day as young adults were twice as likely to suffer from poor cognition down the road compared to those who were more active and reported less screen time, unquote. So yeah, my friends, we're going to talk about America. We're going to talk about what America is, what America is not, and what America could and should be. People whose lives consist mainly of watching television. 5 hours a day, average American. People so consumed with sports that some baseball player is going to earn $217 million over 7 years. People so concerned with plastic crap that they will act like animals, trampling other people and being trampled themselves, punching people in the fury, leaping over displays just to get stuff that I can almost guarantee you a year from now will be in the garage. So what's going to be with America? What about the Illuminati and the Council on Foreign Relations and all those guys? Well, I don't care about them. I care about you and about me. I don't live with the elites. I live in the average cities of America. I live where regular people live. And Americans are losing their values, they're losing their dignity, they're losing their self-respect, they're losing their class, they're losing their sanity. Why? For cheap crap at Walmart? For a baseball game? For a movie? In all of human history, no more information than today has been available at your fingertips. Everything humans have ever learned is available on the internet, and we're watching movie trailers. This is not what we should be, not what we could be. It's what we've descended to. It's what we've descended to. Well, I don't know about you. I'm not descending at all. I'm trying to ascend. I think you are too, because that's why you're watching my show. We got to talk to people about this. Talk to our fellow Americans. Tell them to get up out of the slime and be what they can be. Be their best themselves that they can be. All right, it's Wednesday. It's Riell Truth. Speech is over. We'll be back. All right, I'm back. Howard Riell Truth. The tongue lashing is over. Now, I remember, I'm old enough to remember 2001. I hope you guys are too. And I remember in the days following the 9/11 attacks, seeing video of our fellow Americans who are Muslims, jumping for joy in Paterson, New Jersey. Well, now here we are 14 years later. Suddenly no one can remember this. And so when Donald Trump says it, the world is aghast. Well, I remember it. Other people remember it. Here's former New York City Police Commissioner Bernard Kerik. He's on TV. You'll find this on YouTube. This is One American News Network talking about what went on in the days following 9/11 and confirming everything that Donald Trump said. Here we go. Meanwhile, we have GOP frontrunner Donald Trump, who made up his big headlines recently over the claims that other generations of police now, two prominent New York City officials in office joined the attacks for confirming this celebration did in fact take place. Trump stated, Americans are never quite enough for the story. Okay, so the question is, why have I not supported Chris Christie? I remember seeing an item a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. He's got a lot of big money support from Muslims in New Jersey. He's very friendly with the Muslim community. Bang! Here he is saying that what everybody knows happened did not happen. Here he's covering the asses of his Muslim supporters. Rather than telling the truth, rather than identifying a clear and present danger to America, he's denying it. He's covering up for Muslims who hate America and love it when Americans are killed. So if anybody out there was thinking of voting for Chris Christie, wrench your brain around. You know what? I'm so disgusted with Chris Christie and his crap, I'm not even continuing the video. It's great to be king, right? It's great to be the host of your own show. I don't have to play anything I don't want to. And Chris Christie is something I don't even want to look at. I remember watching TV video of Muslims celebrating in New Jersey and hearing about it happening in New York. Chris Christie is the governor of New Jersey. What? Suddenly I know more about what happened in New Jersey than he did? Chris Christie is a liar. We've had enough of liars. We've had generations of politicians who are almost all liars. Enough! We need the truth. If I had to put my finger on one thing that could pull America out of the tailspin it's been in, it's truth. And we're not going to get it from Chris Christie. Item from InfoWars. Hillary Clinton's greatest legacy will be getting out of the email scandal if she survives politically, according to presidential candidate Donald Trump. During an interview on the Alex Jones show on Wednesday, that's today, Trump said Clinton shouldn't even be running for president because of the scandal, which would have already destroyed other public figures. Quote, "She's so corrupt. She's so corrupt and she shouldn't be allowed to run, and frankly, her greatest legacy, she was a horrible Secretary of State, will be getting out of the email scandal, Trump said. That's what I think. It'll be one of the greatest jobs I've ever seen of getting out of a scandal, because General Petraeus and many others have been destroyed for doing 5% of what she did. She shouldn't be allowed to run, but the recent Fox poll that just came down 2 days ago has me beating her head-to-head, which is very interesting, very good, and beating her handily and soundly, but we have to get it right. Our country can be absolutely turned around, Trump continued. I would agree with you, Alex. If we don't get it right this time, the presidential election, I'm not sure if we can go another 4 or 8 years with the insanity and the stupidity of these leaders. I'm not sure you'll be able to turn it around anymore. I think it could be a closer, unquote. So we've got Chris Christie, who's a lying pig, and Hillary Clinton, the original lying pig. That's why I say to you, the most important ingredient in turning our country around is truth. When the truth is told, then good things can happen. Donald Trump speaks the truth, and unlike politicians, career politicians, he speaks it without fear. Speaks the truth without hesitation. That's why America is responding to him. For all the high-paid political consultants who can't figure out why Trump is having so much success. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, you can hire me to consult for you and pay me big bucks, and I'll tell you exactly what's happening on the political scene. Donald Trump comes with the truth that we all know is the truth. That's why he's leading by wide margins on all the polls. Item, from exposingmodernmugwumps.com. Even as exotic new diseases and nearly eradicated old ones keep popping up across the nation, the Obama administration is unconcerned, or some would say recklessly indifferent, to the public health threat that third world illegal aliens pose to the American public. This isn't an observation from would-be GOP presidential nominee Donald Trump or some wild-eyed rube. It's a devastating criticism that comes from 2 public health experts at the government's own Centers for Disease Control. It comes as deadly diseases surface or make a comeback in the U.S. Among those ailments, tuberculosis, pneumonia, paralysis causing acute flaccid myelitis, dengue fever, swine flu, and enterovirus D68, unquote. So when people come here illegally, when people come here from third world toilets, they're not just bringing hungry mouths to feed. They're not just bringing empty heads, and so they have to go direct to the welfare office and become dependents. They're not just bringing crime, and I mean, in some cases, horrific crime. Rapes, beatings, torture, murder. That's only some of what they're bringing. They're bringing disease. Disease that has no place in the first world, which is what America used to be. They're bringing third world toilet diseases to America. And Obama and Clinton and the Democrats, they want more and more and more and more of it. Do you want more of it? No, I don't either. So we damn well better get behind someone like Donald Trump, or we're going to get more of it. Item from JewsNews.co. They are going there to get subsidized Section 8 housing vouchers to take to another state. Refugee resettlement is a euphemism for importing whole Muslim communities, importing jihad. I've long documented the targeting of gateway cities, overwhelmed with Muslim refugee immigration from countries like Somalia, cities like Emporia, Kansas, Nashville, Greeley and Fort Morgan, Colorado, Lewiston, Maine, et al. The oversaturation and drain on city resources has driven these immigrants northward to settle in Wyoming, according to these reports. Stop! What is wrong? Have we lost our minds? No one outside of the Washington Beltway thinks it's a good idea to bring millions of third world barbarians in to live with us. And we're trying to make them feel at home. We're sacrificing to make them to fit. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And what's crazy is, I won't say that. Item from Reuters. Police shut down a mosque east of Paris and arrested the owner of a revolver found in related raids on Wednesday. As part of a crackdown called after the November 13 attacks on the capital, Interior Minister Bernard Cazeneuve said. He told journalists authorities had already closed 2 mosques last week, the first time France has taken such action against places of worship suspected of nurturing what he called Islamic radicalization. He later also revealed to lawmakers in Parliament the closure of a 4th mosque in the Riviera city of Nice. Security officers found jihadist documents at the mosque where Wednesday's raids took place and at related premises in Lagny-sur-Marne. Placed a total of 9 people under house arrest and banned another 22 from leaving the country. Cazeneuve said, "Stop, ban them from leaving the country?" My friends, closing down mosques is a good first step. Transferring Muslims out of the country is the necessary second step. I'm glad to see that France has closed 4 mosques after they found jihadist literature in them. Question: of all the hundreds and hundreds of mosques here in America, what percentage would you say we would find jihadist literature if they were raided? Well, you don't know the percentage, and I don't know, so why don't we do this? Let's raid all of them. Shut down the mosques in which we find jihadist literature. I'm guessing that will be the overwhelming majority. Now, since we're closing down the overwhelming majority of mosques, let's just finish the job and close the others as well. What's that, you say? Whatever happened to freedom of religion? Nothing. Islam's not a religion. Islam is a cult. Just like David Koresh in Waco, Texas. Just like the Satanists. It's a cult. It's not deserving and not entitled to constitutional protection. Let's shut down the mosques. Let's empty our country of Muslims. Then, peace and quiet will reign. Item from Jews News. Muslims in Iraq forced a woman to watch her 9-year-old daughter get raped to death. The Muslims who did this were all members of ISIS. According to one recent report, another mother was forced to watch her 9-year-old daughter being raped to death. Dakhil shared in a separate account. Unquote. My friends, don't worry about it. You'll be just fine. I can't guarantee the safety of your daughters. Item from the New York Daily News. President Obama is being blamed for the rising price of Brooklyn pizza. The owner of the beloved Park Slope pie and pasta joint Franny's says the president's signature health care law is forcing her to tack on 3% to all checks in order to offset the $200,000 cost of federally mandated insurance for her 50-plus employees. Unquote. We don't have enough small businesses, don't have enough jobs. Good. Barack Obama is seeing to it that we have even fewer small businesses and fewer jobs. And Hillary will do precisely the same, only more so if she ever gets into the White House. Item from the Wall Street Journal, Dateline Vienna. The United Nations Atomic Agency said in a closely followed report Wednesday that it believed Iran was working in a coordinated way on nuclear weapons now. Working on know-how until the end of 2003, and that some of these activities continued beyond that point. Unquote. Well, the only thing about this that stinks is that Iran said it was not. Now, we know they were, which means Iran was lying, which means they will continue to lie. Entire nations, entire governments and regimes don't suddenly do tshuva and decide they're not going to lie anymore. Iran was lying then. Iran is lying now. It's rushing to develop nuclear weapons, and so we've got to destroy Iran. If you think there's any part of what I just said that doesn't make perfect sense, then call me and tell me. This is a call-in show. We cannot allow nuclear homicide. I mean, that's just common sense, right? All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back. More Riell Truth to come.
Rehabilitation and Nursing Center of the Rockies reminds everyone the chance of involvement in an auto accident rises dramatically with the consumption of alcohol or use of drugs. Please think before you drive. Don't let drugs or alcohol ruin your life or take the lives of others. You are responsible for your own safety as well as the safety of those around you. This message from Rehabilitation and Nursing Center of the Rockies. For information on their services, call 970-484-7981.
My friends, do you wonder why I yell on this show? No. Good Lord.
Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be stable to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, and we have extensive experience with utility and reactive systems as well. Custom tailored capabilities as well as emergency lighting all the way to commercial scale power. Great Lakes Power is a full-service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom design system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to GreatPlainsSolar.com. He was in the world, and the world was made through him. The world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God, to those who believe in his name, who are not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 10 through 13. Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the places to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
All right, guys, welcome back to Riell Truth. Howard Riell here. I would guess that out of the hundreds of millions of people who listen to my show every day, there's got to be at least one person out there thinking, Riell, why are you talking about Islam? You've never been a Muslim. You don't know what Islam is about. Well, I'll answer that. I'll answer that with a video because I got a guy here who was a Muslim. His name is Mossab Youssef. And he's here. He's on YouTube. The headline, Ex-Muslim, Islam is a lie. I'll let him tell you about Islam.
How dangerous is the world of radical Islam? And how dangerous is the Muslim to the region? The short term, Hamas is not a danger to the West. Hamas is not interested in killing and how to believe that this is a religion from God. I have been a wonderful people. I have to disagree because I know your experience, but those are highly charged words. You know, 99 point, I don't know the figure, but the vast majority of Muslims are peace-loving.
That is a lie. It's a lie that people who have something on the ball have never bought. This jackass is saying it on the air, and it's not true. I've played more than once a video on this show, Ben Shapiro, looking at survey results from around the world of Muslims. The questions are always something like, do you believe in some circumstances that extremist behavior is warranted, is justified? When you get through tallying all the Muslims who said yes to one of those questions, Ben Shapiro, doing the math right on TV, came up with over 800 million Muslims who say yes. In some instances, extremism is called for. Honor killing, beheading, murder, terrorism. Over 800 million Muslims say yes. So now here's this putz saying 99.9% of Muslims are peace-loving people. Wrong. If they're not active terrorists, they are at the very least likely to be Muslim terror supporters. They will support their fellow Muslims. They will provide safe haven for their fellow Muslims. So stop the crap. This guy, Mossab Yusuf, he knows Islam. This guy doesn't. This guy's trying to be PC, and PC is a lie, and lies are killing us. I said that way back at the beginning of the show. Let's listen.
Here in Canada, our Muslim population is the same as the
Stop. Remember Adolf Eichmann? You don't remember. That was too long ago. It was like 1961. He was placed on trial in Israel. Eichmann had been one of Hitler's right-hand men. He was responsible for the Holocaust. What was his defense? I was only following orders. I was only doing what I was told. Not my fault. Well, here's this guy saying, look, it's not Muslims' fault that they're Muslims, and they have a holy book that tells them to behead people and mutilate people and wage war forever until the whole world is captured. Well, yeah, it is their fault. If they act on that garbage, they are at fault, just like Adolf Eichmann was at fault. Eichmann was executed. Because I was only following orders is no excuse. And a book that tells you to murder people is no excuse for actually doing it. So on the one hand, we got this Canadian broadcaster, jackass, saying Islam is just like every other religion. 99.9% peaceful. And then we got this horse's ass saying, look, it's not their fault they have a holy book that tells them to murder. Both these guys are wrong. If you have a holy book that tells you to murder innocent people, I would suggest it's not such a holy book. Right? Common sense would tell you that, right? Item from Jews News. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, ISIS main leader, has commanded the female genital mutilation of 2 million Iraqi girls to, quote, distance them from immorality. IB Times reported. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi said this decision is a, quote, gift for women in Iraq. This will force Iraqi women to stay pure from, quote, American immorality. This order has ignited outrage by human rights organizations who said that genital mutilation exposes women to diseases. Unquote. It's also been known to hurt a little bit. So question, what are these international human rights organizations doing? Yeah, I know they put out a press release. Great work. What are they going to do? Yeah, do. What are they going to do to stop these guys from doing it? Well, here's a spoiler alert. Here's the answer. They're not going to do anything. They're going to talk. Talk, and nothing gets accomplished, and the bad guys do what they feel like doing. Now, as far as why any woman would want to be a Muslim, no clue. Item from freedomoutpost.com. A small Swedish village has descended into open warfare after furious locals clashed with migrants in a chilling warning of the dangers associated with mass migration. Outraged protesters threatened children and hurled stones at sheltered housing in apparent retaliation for vandalism and burglaries carried out by the newly arrived refugees. The growing chaos engulfing the once tranquil village of Tarsno has gotten so bad the children of migrants now need a police escort just to get to school. My friends, this is Islam. We'll be back. All right, guys, I'm done. My throat's just about raw. I can't yell anymore, but I got another, 15 minutes or so on the air. Look for this video. Well, you're finding it already, right? But share this video with other people you know on the internet. I'll see you tomorrow. Hasta luego.